In today's video, we're going to check out the first official trailer for the upcoming Christopher Nolan biographical movie, Oppenheimer. What's up, my dude? Your friendly neighborhood Tony here, and that's right, I saw a trailer for this movie when I went to go see Avatar earlier this week, but apparently the one that came out online is a little different, so I wanted to jump on real quick and check it out with you guys and then kind of give you my thoughts about the movie. Again, this one's going to be written and directed by Christopher Nolan, who is an absolute legend, and if you don't already know the story of how the atomic bomb was made, or specifically about Oppenheimer, I think this is going to be really interesting. So let's go ahead and jump right into the first official trailer for Oppenheimer, and then we'll talk a little bit about it. All right, here we go. We got Cillian Murphy, or is it Cillian? I always forget how to pronounce his name.
We imagine a future. And our imaginings horrify us. They won't fear it until they understand it. And they won't understand it until they've used it. Theory will take you only so far. I don't know if we can be trusted.
I don't want to talk over
Such
him.
a weapon. But we have no choice.
Very subtle acting there.
Is anyone ever
Couple familiar faces.
going to tell the truth about what's happening here?
Was that Jack Quaid? Dude. 7/21 coming out next July. This looks very interesting. Okay, so if you don't know, if you're not familiar with the story of Oppenheimer, obviously I'm not going to spoil the whole thing for you, although it is history. Oppenheimer was a theoretical physicist who is basically responsible for the creation of the atomic bomb. And it looks like this story is going to be kind of one of those psychological tales where you really just get into his mind and what's going on in his head as he's basically creating something that could destroy all of humanity. It's interesting. There's actually a quote from Oppenheimer, or rather it's a quote of Oppenheimer quoting something else. He's quoting the Bhagavad Gita, which is a religious text. And in it, I don't know if I remember it exactly word for word, but he says something to the effect of, I am become death, the destroyer of worlds, which sounds a little grammatically incorrect, but that's what the quote is. And for someone who is responsible for the creation of something so incredibly powerful and devastating, to have that mindset going into it, to be like, yeah, look, I am making something that could destroy the planet. That is a level of stress and mental anguish that I can't even imagine. So I'm very curious to see how they handle that in this movie. I think Cillian Murphy, or again, Cillian, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, but I think he's a fantastic actor. So if anybody can pull it off, it's definitely going to be him. There's also a number of other really interesting actors and actresses in this movie. Just pulling it up right here on IMDb, of course, you've got Cillian Murphy, Emily Blunt's in it, Matt Damon, Robert Downey Jr. There's also, oh my gosh, Gary Oldman, Kenneth Branagh, Jack Quaid, who I saw earlier. I mean, Rami Malek. This is insane. Josh Hartnett's in this movie? This is ridiculous. This is an insane cast, but of course it's Christopher Nolan, who is a legendary filmmaker. I also heard a couple of like really interesting fun facts about this movie. One was, and I don't know how true this is, but they were trying to recreate a nuclear explosion. Now, I don't know if that means that they were going to set off a nuke or if they were just trying to create an explosion that looked like a nuclear explosion, but apparently there was some real life massive explosions that were going on in the making of this movie, which is insane. But of course, if anybody's going to do that, it's probably going to be Christopher Nolan because he's nuts. I also remember hearing something about how they originally intended this movie to be in black and white. Of course, it's not, but there are some scenes that are black and white. So Curious to see how they mix that in. But overall, I think this looks really good. Very interesting. I'm super excited to check it out. Let me know what you think in the comments below, though. Are you a big Christopher Nolan fan? I am, although I feel like sometimes his movies can kind of stretch a little too far and he's not able to really keep up with some of the nuances of what's going on in the story. I'll tell you about my thoughts on Memento another day, because that's one where I feel like the movie got away from him. But I think he's a fantastic director. Totally going to check this out. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And of course, if you want to see more trailer reactions, movie reviews, ranking videos, all that good stuff, make sure you subscribe. All right, I'll catch you in the next one. Be good.